It's a ukulele store exclusive this week, and a review that's turned into something of a preview. Keep watching to find out more. Hello again, good day to you all. It's GotAUkulele review day. This is the summary video review to the full written review, linked below, which will take you back to the website where all my other information is and all my other reviews as well. I say this every week. It's probably very boring, but it's really important. This is not a commercial channel. Like a lot of reviewers, I do not charge brands for these reviews or stores or anyone, because they would just be product placement adverts and not a real impartial opinion. So I can only keep doing this every week thanks to people who've done this. They've donated through the links you'll find below this video and on the website to help keep this site going. They're the only reason I'm here every week, and my eternal thanks to people who do that. You can also say thank you for free here by subscribing to the YouTube channel, and if you ring the bell you'll get notified of new stuff that comes your way, right, every week. It's really important I say all that. That introduction, yes, store exclusive ukuleles. I love looking at them, the reason being a store worth its salt is not going to put its name just to a dud. That would be terrible business. So they're always very good. And the store that have done this one, Southern Ukulele Store in the UK, this is their 10th store exclusive, but they've partnered with this brand before. And it's kind of a bit of an update to an original they've done. This is their 10th. Let's just get straight into it. They've gone with Flight again. Flight ukulele is very popular. This is the brand new Flight Carabao Lite Baritone, also available in tenor. And Sus explained that they went with this one because they wanted to introduce a couple of instruments that were much lower priced than a lot of their exclusives have been, that can get people onto the ladder perhaps in a scale change or into an instrument that they wouldn't have otherwise considered at a price point that makes the decision-making process a lot easier. So the Carabao has existed before, and that was an exclusive of theirs, all solid woods. It was absolutely superb. I scored it very highly. I loved it. So they've based that on partly on that Carabao, partly on some other Flight instruments, which we'll go on to when we go through this, but taken some of the specs down a notch in order to get the price down. Not that you'd know it at first glance. And actually, the wood combination is the same as the original Carabao. We have Carabao, incidentally, it's a Filipino variety of mango. No, it's also a football cup, but there we are. Solid spruce top on this double bout, modern shaped, very modern shape, very obviously a Flight shape instrument. It's not AAAA grade or whatever you call it, because you can see, oh, it's so bright when I'm doing spruce. You can see some of the alternate graining, wider graining on the wings, but I really quite like that because it's nicely book matched. And the back and sides are mango, but they are not solid. They are laminate mango. I have no problem with laminates, as people know. I've been banging that drum for 15 years. Some very good guitars have laminate back and sides. Bigger instruments in particular, the back and sides being laminate, not so much of an issue. Mango is a very variable looking wood, and this one has less of the sort of darker grain than I've seen on some of the other models that they had for sale, but I quite like it for that. Nice and arched. I love the sort of flaming and almost quilting going on here, and it's all two pieces on each face, all nicely book matched on the sides as well, as you can see. Is this the year for the pale on pale? This is about the 5th or 6th I've done now, but I'll come on to what I think about this, because I really love the look of this. I'll come on to why I think I love the look of this, because I'm still not entirely sure. But that's nice. So solid spruce top, laminate mango back and sides, modern rounded shape. Out goes the pin bridge, which a lot of people will cheer about. That was on the original Carabao. A lot of people don't like pin bridges. I don't mind them. A regular tie bar made of Indian rosewood, very, very tidy and nicely finished, fitted with a bone compensated topped saddle. The decoration that Southern Ukulele Store went with is pretty sympathetic too, including something that's a bit divisive, but I'll come on to that. You've probably spotted it. Around the top edge is cream binding. Like those other pale on pale instruments I talked about, you need something, otherwise it would just be like one big block of pale. I like that. The sound hole gets a sort of pearloid rosette with a black trim. I like that. It's not taking over the top, and it's finished not in a gloss like the original Carabao, but in a really nicely done satin, which Southern Ukulele Store, they say they chose because it suits the cheaper laminate wood instruments better. I would agree with that. In fact, I think it suits instruments full stop better. And the divisive bit. This is the pickguard, which they've taken inspiration from the Iris series. You'll recall those Iris series had really stark bright blue, I think, pickguards that a lot of people really didn't like. This one is made from a sliver of mango wood. It's not plastic, it's actual wood. And I love it. I really love it. It's attached. I don't know whether it comes off, but Southern Ukulele stores say future batches will come with these detached. So I'm not scoring the instrument up or down for this, because on future ones that you buy, you'll make the decision yourself whether you want to fit it. Personally, I think it goes with all that pale on pale really nicely, and I think it works. And that thing about looks I was saying is, what is it about it? It doesn't really look like a ukulele. It doesn't really look like a guitar. I don't know what it looks like. And from a distance, it looks quite simple. But when you get up close to it, you realise it's not simple. It's a really nice, attractive instrument. It's really, really grown on me. Inside, nice and tidy, regular braces, X-braced on the top, notch linings, not much more to say about that. The neck wood isn't specified, could be a kume, mahogany, don't know what it is. The joints at the heel and the headstock, extremely well hidden. I think, yes, there is a joint there, but I can hardly even notice that one. Tapers down to the usual flight, slightly rounded profile, but a really nice, roomy 38mm nut, 30mm from D to E, that's really nice. That's topped with more rosewood, Indian rosewood for the fingerboard, which is in great condition and some nice, interesting grain patterning in it. Really smooth down the edges of the wood as well. Not that it needs to be bound, and you wouldn't get sharp fret ends anyway, because the 19 frets here have used that semi-hemi dressing that Flight have used on some of their higher end instruments. That's really nice to see. 19 of those, 14 to the body. You cannot feel anything. So smooth like glass. And the same fret markers as used on the Carabao, which are fun. They are sort of offset lozenge shapes that actually wrap around and also become side markers. It's clever. 5, 7, 10, bigger one at the 12th and one at the 15th. They're really good. That's a clever idea. Beyond the bone nut, set up very good. Obviously, this has come from Southern Ukulele store. They set everything up wonderfully. A more traditional slot head than you'll see on a lot of Flights. The just normal double slot head. I've got no problem with that. The traditional, I quite like it. It looks really classy, faced in this gloss black, and the Flight logo in a sort of silver pearly thing in the top face. That suits a big instrument like a baritone. I think the more narrow one would look a bit odd. The tuners are made by the same brand as one in the original Carabao, but they're all chrome rather than black. That doesn't bother me. They're made by Prowell, and they're very good quality. Very good. Also, you'll have spotted there is a pickup in this. Like a lot of Flights, they are not giving you the option of not having the pickup. I think Southern Ukulele Store wanted the pickup. I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to go over my views on that. I always just either want none or a passive. But this is one of these double systems, so the control panel is here. There's no ugly side thing. It's really light, doesn't use 9-volt batteries, doesn't terminate to a position here, but goes through the tail block. So a lot of my gripes are allayed. I just take it out myself. Sorry to go on about that. You know, that's purely subjective. And you get strings. I think they're the same as the ones on the Flight Aurora. Black nylon on the 1st and 2nd, and steel wound on the 3rd and 4th. I think they're made by D'Addario. And you also get a Flight branded gig bag. This is not as good as the red ones, but it's still very good. It's all right. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So there had to be appointments that were chopped down, but actually, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know that was laminate. And the neck is just as good. And okay, you don't get a pin bridge, but as I say, a lot of people are happy about that. I like the pickguard. The pickup has a cost to it. The tuners are essentially the same. The price for the baritone is £199, and the tenor is even cheaper. That's remarkable. There are not a lot, if any, well, there's 2 or 3 I can think of baritones that I would possibly look at, like Baton Rouge and the Flight Iris, for less money, but most are much, much more. And for this level of appointments, with things like the semi-hemi fret ends and the pickup and the fact it's an exclusive and That's an amazing price. $199 is going to tempt people who've never played a baritone to say, go on, I'll give it a go, because they know it's SUS exclusive. SUS exclusive. So it's going to have been set up well. Very, very clever thinking on the price, I think. That point in the introduction about this being a preview, when they ordered in the first stock of these, they were much delayed, but they eventually arrived. I don't think Southern Ukulele Store or Flight had any clue how popular they were going to be. I hadn't put this review up. Nobody, Alex put up a post about them. They've all gone. All of them have gone, of the baritones, bar this one. So you might be able to grab this one. This is the last one. They are absolutely staggered. I think they might have one or two tenors left, but bear in mind, it depends on the date you're watching my review video here. They have gone like hotcakes. They are so popular. Don't blame SUS for that. Don't blame Flight for that. That's demand. And they had no idea they were going to be that popular. What I will tell you is more are coming later in the year. As I said, they'll come with a detached pick guard. So don't keep pestering Alex saying, got any in, got any in. Just keep an eye on the website. Ask to go on a waiting list. They'll come when they come. So this is something of a preview, because you can't actually buy one of these now. It's quite funny, and it talks about the popularity of Flight and the popularity of Southern Ukulele Store. Look, I love the look of this. You would not know that this was a Lite instrument. This is something about the look of that just sort of has blown me away, really. I don't mind any of the sort of drop downs in the specs to meet the price, because you don't know it. It's really nice. I bought a Flight Aurora not that long ago, paid a lot more money than this, and that's got a laminate back and sides. I'd have bought this one had I known it was there, but there we are. It's pretty light for a baritone, 855 grams, balances really nicely. The build quality is excellent. The finish is excellent. This is all good so far. These strings, they're nylon, they've been stretching a lot, so bear with me. I will try and keep an eye on the tuning as I'm playing it. And sustain and volume on baritone tests, it's always good, isn't it? Because you've got wound strings and you've got the big body. But just superb volume. That sustain is still ringing. And then I play those sort of jazzy little things that I play in all the videos. It doesn't really suit a baritone. Quite often playing first position at a baritone strummed like that, it can get a little bit muddy and sort of on top of itself. That's really clear. But I think baritones are more of sort of chord melody. That's got a real warmth to it, but with a bright edge. It's got really good range. Should we go again? Oh, I've got long nails on the fretting hand. Oops, sorry. I love it. I love it. Never mind ukulele. This just sounds like a great instrument. It's just a good stringed instrument. It's lovely to play, loads of room up here. Volume staying all good. Nice breadth of tone, nice warm with a bit of brightness, nice clear, even if you are strumming. This is lovely. This is lovely. Does very well on the score. How could it not? I mean, you know, the build and everything is really good. It sounds good. The price is knockout. Really, really good price. Extremely good value. The preview review, because you can't get one. Just keep waiting. They'll come. They'll come. The demand has been such that they're going to have to get loads more of these in. If you have been sort of dabbling with the idea of moving to a baritone, I would have no doubt in recommending you have a look at this one. It's a lovely instrument, really, really good fun. The Flight Carabao Lite Baritone, Southern Ukulele Store exclusive. Solid spruce top, laminate mango back and sides with a pickup and some really nice appointments. Only £199. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Really, really good value. Thank you very much to the boys at Southern Ukulele Store for... I don't think they knew when they sent this that this would be the very last one they've got, so they're desperate to get it back because I'm sure they want to sell it. You know, if I'd have considered it myself if circumstances were different. I think it's absolutely great. Ramble. There we are. Okay, really enjoyed looking at this one. Thank you very much for watching and your support. I hope you enjoyed that one. Yeah, that was fun. I am back next week with something I can't wait to have a look at as well. It's just a really nice bunch of things downstairs in the queue. Back next week. Nice and sunny for once in the UK. Get outside, enjoy yourself if that's where you are. No idea what the weather's like if you're over the pond or in other countries, but have a good rest of your weekend all the same. And I will see you next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.